Just one question: is there a way that we can stream in to listen to the podcast? Is there a way afterwards that we'll be able to stream in to listen to the podcast or whatever the streaming?
On Facebook, it is available.
Oh, it will be
On,
available.
on Facebook, yes.
At Mia's Meat, we are all about fresh. From tender steaks to succulent chicken, marinated dry meats and pastries, our winter wellness specials. Triple A1 whole and half lamb from $129.95 per kg. Viennas and Russians from $119.95 per 2 kg box. Mama Mia Boars from $59.99 per kg. Chicken mince at $62.95 per kg. Chicken from breast from $69.95 per kg. Mutton leg from $134.95
So am I looking at you? Am I looking at the camera?
chops from $134.95 per kg.
Anyway,
Mutton breast from
anyway,
$134.95 per kg. And mutton curried meat from $124.95 per kg. Every Saturday specials. Get the best wash rolls and burgers at
You can
ridiculously
send
low
those
prices.
photos.
Only at
The
Mia's
photo
Meat.
you sent me. The photo is fine,
Rose
but not
Avenue, Lenasia.
really
Or
on
you can
camera.
call 011-854-1987. It's the best way to buy fresh food for your family. Mia's Meat.
Oh, thank you so much to Oskido Church Grooves. He gave us Soldiers. That was an old gem back in the days in the late 90s. That song was a big hit back then in the days. But for now, the promise we make is the promise we keep. We did promise that we'll be in discussion with the Lenasia Tennis Association. And guess you what? They've just got themselves comfortable. They've just blessed our studios. They're in the building. They're with me right away. The golden rule is ladies first.
Hi, I'm Nadia from the Lenasia Tennis Association. I'm the secretary of the club, which was formed in 2017.
2017. Wow. And on my left here, who do I have?
Yasin Kaji,
Yes.
at the moment, league coordinator for the Lenasia Tennis Association, LTA. I just joined in about just over a year ago.
Okay.
So, yeah, history
Yes.
of our LTA. Well, to start off with, LTA, or rather known as the Lenasia Tennis Association, is situated in Lenasia at the Tech Grounds.
Where? Can you
Tech
repeat?
Grounds.
Tech.
Tech Grounds, yes.
Tech grounds, okay.
Um,
What extension is that?
What is
Extension six.
Extension 6.
Extension 6, okay.
So it's council property, quite big, very well known amongst the sporting community in Lenasia. If you go back about 30 years, 40 years ago, the courts were very vibrant. We had a lot
Yes.
of players, a lot of leagues were happening there. In actual fact, we actually had South Africa's number 1 and number 2 playing league there as
Wow.
well. And unfortunately, over the years, it was neglected quite a bit from council. And from 10 courts that we had was reduced down to only 3. So in 2017, obviously we had some community members and obviously playing members as well that decided to do something about it and try to, renew the courts and renew the love of tennis
Absolutely,
in the hearts
absolutely.
of people.
Mm.
We know soccer always takes, the front stage.
Your Lenasia Stadium,
Yes,
your
exactly.
Dynamos back in the
Exactly.
days.
Your
Yes.
Tigers and all of
Yeah.
these big guys.
Yeah.
But we're actually very grateful and thankful to them for making that first step in the right
Revive it.
direction to revive the
To
sport again.
revive it, yes.
And in 2017, LTA as a club was formed. At that time,
2017.
2017,
Yes.
2017, 2018. And within that time, obviously, our chairman at that time was Ismail Mullah.
Yes.
We had other active members, Sajid Waja, Mujahid. We had Mrs. Naja Patel, who is still currently our secretary as
Yes.
well for LTA. And should I rather say a whole lot of other things that she gets involved in.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. As you see, I'm in front of the camera, she's behind. So behind the scenes, a lot of work, is being done. And, again, from 2017, from 3 courts, we built up to 5 courts.
Wow.
From 5 courts, we're currently now at 9 courts. That are refurbished, that are playable. And from the 9 courts, we have 8 courts that are currently floodlit as well. So, yeah, tennis is growing.
And then talking about refurbishment, who funds your refurbishment? Who funds that?
Okay, basically in 2017, we decided that we're going to approach council. Unfortunately, they weren't very forthcoming. was then decided to get the handful of members that were there, and we started with a fund of 100 Rand per member per month. And we started small refurbishments, and then we decided to go a little bigger, and we went on a collection drive. And we managed to raise quite a bit of funds in our second, third year, where we managed to then refurbish 3 more courts. But everything that we've done is through membership, sponsorship, and generosity from the general public and business communities.
Wow. So municipality is not taking the lead in as far as those refurbishments are concerned.
Unfortunately not. There are a few gentlemen on the council from the sporting side that have tried to assist us along the way, but with regard to funding, they have been unable to give us anything. So we basically looked at the other avenues where we could find ways. They help us just to cut the grass, things like that. But when it comes to
We need money. We need money, not
100%.
we need the funds.
100%. So we then embarked on avenues of our own to try and raise those funds and to try and get funds in, where we managed to secure enough funds to refurbish the courts, to the clubhouse as well, secure the premises because we had a lot of vandalization.
That's what's going to be my next question. That how do you secure your? Because we saw during the lockdown, when it was hard lockdown here, our railway stations they were brought down to the ground. So the security issue, the vandalism, with everything. So there are still poles, still I think that keeps the net. Surely these people they are bound to come and steal those steel poles and everything. So do you have the security guy? Does it get paid? All those kinds of things. How do you go about that?
Fortunately, we are within the tech ground facilities, so we're not in the spotlight area. There's a security that's employed by council that mans the main gates at the
Okay.
jack. But then where our facility is, we are precast off, and we have then got our own gentleman who doubles up as a handyman security,
Sure,
and he mans our gate there, which we put in a remote gate. So through through the fact that we are isolated, it helps us in the sense that we're not their first target, the soccer ground.
And just to add on to that, we were also lucky in a sense because during the lockdown,
Yes.
a lot of contact sports
Yes.
was stopped.
Yes, true.
Fortunately, when it came to the tennis, there was a bit of a stall initially. However, we were then given the permission to play because you have 2 people on opposite ends of the net. So in that way, we were lucky that we could still keep on rolling the ball with our plans, and in that way,
COVID actually was very, very played
good
a
to us.
major role in helping our sport
Oh,
compared to other
to other sports.
Yes.
So you strived under
Because people couldn't play other sports, so then they saw, okay, tennis is going on. Here's an
no
opportunity. I
contact.
need to get out of the house. I need my family out of the house. Let's go about getting them involved in tennis.
So while on the funds, you spoke about membership. I think that's the heart of running your association. Talk to us about the membership. How do you go? How much do you? How do you go about recruiting them? The contribution and everything. Because I believe you are entirely dependent on the memberships and their contributions.
Okay. So basically, how our membership works is initially we were looking at 100 Rand a month, which would work out to 1,200 for a year. Then basically at the beginning of this year, we decided we now wanted to join leagues, and that's so unfortunately we were forced, even though we weren't too happy about it, but we had to up the membership in order to be able to become affiliated to TSA and Gauteng Tennis. So if you're a league player, you would pay a little more than if you're a social player. But we've tried to keep it as minimal as possible. Our basic membership comes in on a yearly basis. Where people can't afford the yearly basis, what we then do is then try and work on monthly plans that make it affordable for them. We've got separate plans for senior citizens, which is a lot cheaper because they just play social tennis in there. And then we have for juniors 2 different plans. So one plan includes juniors that are in coaching programs at the facility, where they get a discounted rate in comparison to students and scholars that might just join up but are not in the coaching programs. We try and make it as affordable as possible across the board. The other thing we've encouraged over the years, which we faced a lot of challenges with, was ladies tennis, which we then decided there was a lot of reservations because there's not a lot of ladies tennis players coming forward in Lenasia. Firstly, because they feel they want their own privacy when they're playing, especially if they're in cup.
Yes.
So what we then established was a special day on which we would close the facility and allow the ladies to come in and play on a Thursday afternoon without uh, asking the male members please to stay away
Stay
for
away,
that
yes.
event.
And boys will always be boys.
So fortunately, with the type of membership we have most of our male members are very accommodating. So we were very lucky in that sense. And from being just two ladies initially, part of LTA, myself and another lady, we managed to then grow that to now being over 30 members, female members that are part of the organization. We were the very first uh, institution in terms of tennis to provide screened off courts
Oh, wow.
during a tournament so that
Yes.
our ladies could play with their privacy
Yes,
screens on.
Yes.
So we managed to draw a lot of the local ladies in by doing that. So,
Absolutely.
and then we've encouraged our junior membership quite a bit in the sense that we initially just had two coaches coaching very casually. What we then decided to do is then try and get in a more professional coach with higher qualifications to assist
Yes.
them as the existing coaches and to try and get in more kids. So by bringing in a gentleman by the name of Kevin Bergman, who's quite well known,
Yes.
we've managed to now do that. And we've also re-empowered our junior coaches there to actually get their qualifications. So we've got Yazdan Waja that's got his level 1, and
Yes.
Ahmed Kota who's working towards his level 1 as well.
Oh, great. Oh, absolutely. Those are great news indeed. So, talking about affordability, how much are you talking here? Membership?
Look, membership for the year for a person that wants to play league would work out to 2,000 for the entire year.
2,000
Yeah,
membership.
just
Okay.
about 2,000
If you want to play a,
2,100.
if you want to play a league.
If you're playing within the league.
Yes.
Inclusive in that price is your affiliation to Tennis South Africa and Gauteng Tennis as well.
Okay.
If you're just a social member that wants to this thing, unfortunately, from there also Tennis South Africa takes a small portion. So those memberships, your normal adult social member would be 1,600 rand, and then your senior citizens 930 for the year. Your juniors, you'd look at 360 for those that are being coached and 530 for students and scholars that are not being coached. But that is for your entire yearly period.
Absolutely.
And then the other additional fee we do charge is it's basically a 250 deposit which goes towards your remote control. This is, like I said, deposit because it's refundable the day you decide I don't want to be a member anymore. If you return it to us in working order, we refund you your 250 rand.
Oh, great stuff indeed. I believe you'll be hosting a certain tournament come end of this month. Can you talk to us about that tournament that you're hosting?
Well, over the years, from 2017 moving forward, it was a good thing in a sense that we had a lot of young players coming in who were more competitive in a sense compared to our senior members.
Senior guys.
And as a result, through their enthusiasm, we entered quite a few competitions, a few leagues, a few, things that went all the way up to, like we said, the GCTA, which is a Gauteng Central, the TSA, and we actually quite actively involved right now. So before we just get to the tournament, I just want to mention very quickly that now that we are affiliated to TSA and the Gauteng Central, they also have their own league taking place. So because of the numbers that we have, it's quite large when it comes to the seniors. We have 6 teams that are taking part right now, male teams, and we have 2 ladies teams are taking part as well. So we're playing guys like
Absolutely.
Bryanston,
Oh,
Fairlands,
great, great.
and obviously the
It's
level of
growing,
tennis,
Moose. Yes,
the
yeah.
tennis,
The
it's
exposure is great as well.
exactly a good thing for us is we were always in Lenasia,
Yes.
and now that we've been
Exposed,
exposed to players
Mm.
from other areas,
Absolutely.
it's a good thing because yes, we're humbled in the sense of catching a Heidi now and then, but at the same time, it gives us nice exposure to know
Yes,
where we can grow.
exactly.
So with that, obviously, we have our own internal leagues that we also have. So we had junior leagues that we just had one recently. We had the senior league or the adult league for the past 2 years. This one yet again by the 24th, 25th of this month. So again, it's open to all adults, male adults for now. We said we'll have a separate female one completely.
Okay.
So we have people, for example, from Lodium, from Benoni,
Middleburg.
Middleburg,
Oh,
from
great.
Lenasia, all coming to this
To this tournament.
to the tournament with two hopes. One is to try to revive the sport as best as we can,
Absolutely.
and we are seeing that.
Which is great for the community.
Exactly. The other is obviously social. Sport brings people together, and that's the most beautiful part of tennis. Gentleman sport, something that we all in it. Number one, to win it,
Mm.
but at the same time, it's to create that connection amongst people and bring communities together. And LTA, I think it must be said, is not uh, uh, a facility for a particular race. It's for anyone and everyone, no matter what your background, your religion, your ethnicity, whatever it is. It's just to bring people together. So
Ah.
this tournament that we're having will be held over 2 days, Saturday, Sunday, at the end of this month. And whoever has a racket, and you can maybe blow the dust off by all means. You can
Strong.
have
Whoever has got a record, strong arms, strong feet.
And a vibrant
and a
personality.
vibrant
And a vi-
personality. You need that at LTA, believe me.
The other one thing I'd like to highlight, just as a pro to our men's team as well, for a club that was so young, established, and that we've made great strides because we've taken part in a tournament that's been held by a few of the Joburg clubs. It's called the Joburg Masters. And first time going in, we basically nailed it. So we took the tournament last year. We're sitting tops at the
Oh,
moment.
great. No, that's great.
So we're getting good exposure in terms of that. And then the other two things that we did this year, which I'd like to highlight, is we had a fundraising dinner in order to help cover the extra cost that was incurred in resurfacing the courts and that.
Yes.
And we managed to get top members from Andre Holman from Tennis South Africa and Robin Beloy, guys from Gauteng Tennis, all to come and attend our fundraising dinner. And that was great exposure for us.
Absolutely.
And then
absolutely.
secondly, we hosted a junior tournament now a month back. So
Yes.
we've been doing things quite rapidly, one after the
You're
other.
very active for such a young association.
And we managed to host a junior tournament with 68 entrants.
Wow.
And we were fortunate enough. We had a little hiccups along the way, but it was a success overall in terms of great exposure, yet again, for the organization and for the members, especially for the juniors who thoroughly enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Yeah, talking of this coming tournament, talk to us about the sponsors, the security, how safe if I come there, will my car be safe, all and is security taken? Because that's a big issue in South Africa. But before you think of going elsewhere, think how safe will I come back walking home or
Okay. One of the sponsors, I unfortunately, they're going to be remain anonymous because
Okay.
of we haven't actually told them that we're coming on air.
Oh, okay.
So for that reason, but we've managed to get a few small sponsors in to help us with stuff like umbrellas
Yes.
or on the courts and trophies, and there's prize money involved as well. And then in terms of security, the one advantage of being situated at Lenasia Tech Grounds
Yes.
is that you have the entire soccer ground next to us where you can pull in. There's a security gate and a security station there. So you pull in there, so your car's either safe there, or once you enter our facility, you have a separate set of gates. So you have double bolting basically.
Absolutely.
And so very secure, a lot of parking, open-ended, a lot of space in terms of the way the courts are situated. So you can sit in your car and watch actually
Ah,
the
oh.
entire tournament taking place
Yes.
from the seat in your car.
Okay.
But we're hoping that won't happen because we
We'll join
provide
the festivities.
we thoroughly would love that because we basically going to have breakfast hosted for the players that are partaking. The community is more than welcome to come and support our tuck shop
Yes.
and to help us raise even more funds to go even further. But we're going to basically have a very, very vibrant event taking place. There'll be tuck shop, there'll be food, there'll be umbrellas, and just a lot of joy in enjoying great tennis talent being showcased.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Since we are talking at tennis, I think we wouldn't be doing justice if we do not talk about the developments that happened this week worldwide. Serena Williams bidding her farewell.
I think for tennis in general, very sad occasion. But sincerely, I hope personally that she can stay on in some kind of capacity, continuing to motivate people to join the great sport. She made it a sport where a lot of people looked at tennis, females especially, as a
Yes.
certain model, and she proved them completely wrong in terms of your size. Everything doesn't
Everything.
matter. You
Yes.
can, if you have the willpower and the passion, you can go ahead and achieve great heights. And she was a great inspiration to a lot of tennis females and males overall with the amount of power she put into her game. So it is sad, but like I said, hoping that it's not a complete goodbye from her.
Yeah, let's hope not good things eventually come to an end. Talking of women in tennis, this afternoon, tonight to be exact, at 10 o'clock, we'll be witnessing the US Open final. That's women's final. From Africa, we are represented. We do have a representative there on Serbia, all the way from Tunisia. She's a lady from Tunisia. She will be playing in the US Open. What's your take on that?
She's been a great inspiration, especially for people from Africa, because it's a very rare occasion.
Very rare.
And
First time we're having an African in the final.
and we were thrilled because we started highlighting ourselves as a tennis organization for females and an African community, and she's put us in the spotlight even more by being an African. So we wish her all the best. We're rooting for her, and hopefully she takes it.
Absolutely, let's hope she does and put Africa in the map in as far as tennis is concerned. Then tomorrow, men's US final. Casper Ruud all the way from Norway against the Spaniard Carlos Alcaraz. Talk to us about that.
That's a big one.
That's a big one.
That's a big one. A lot of pressure on Alcaraz at the moment. Obviously, coming from that background from Spain,
Spain.
and you have the Nadal shadow over him. Look, his tennis is quite unique. He's got a lot of aggression in his game,
Absolutely, very
but,
aggressive.
but controlled aggression, and that's a unique thing about his game. You know, he plays hard. One of, if not maybe one of the biggest forehands in the game at the moment. Very consistent, very fit. He runs everything down. On the other hand, you got Rude on the other hand.
Absolutely.
And he's like a brick wall. He sends everything back. So it's going to be quite interesting to see, controlled aggression, basically hitting against a wall. Who breaks down first. And I think that's something very exciting. They both, at the moment, playing for the world #1 spot.
Absolutely.
So in that sense, they have a lot to play for, not much to lose. So I think when they walk on that court, they're going to leave nothing behind. They're going to throw everything at each other.
Definitely.
And look, I'm not going to say who I'm rooting for, but let's put it this way. Let's just hope for one of the best matches that we've seen in a very long time. With the absence now of Roger Federer, there has been a dip in the men's game in the sense of people watching the sport, but there's a lot of young talent coming up. And I think people need to sort of break away from Roger Federer for now and get involved into the current sport and motivate these young esteemed players that are coming up and hope for the best for our sport.
Oh, definitely. Alcaraz is something else. Ons Joba from Tunis, she's also something else. It's just that our African lady, she will be taking against a tough encounter. I believe Iga Swiatek, she's all the way from Poland. She's the current French Open. She won it in 2020. She is currently ranked #1 in the world. So our African Ons Jobia,
Well,
She
let's
would.
let's put it this way here. She has more to lose.
Who? Equals Swate.
Yes.
Yes.
She has more to lose. So in a sense, she has more pressure going into this match.
Yes. She will not be herself. She will
Exactly.
be
She's
bit
going to be
tense.
more tense.
Tense,
She
yeah.
might hold back.
Yeah.
She might be nervous, especially on big points, which gives our player, let's put
Our-
it that way, yeah.
Yes, our player,
Right, our
our
player.
African player.
It gives her a better chance to play her game, be more open, go for her shots, and hopefully that will take her to the win.
Absolutely. Let's hope she will definitely make Africa proud. Thank you very much, guys, for your time. We really appreciate it at Nirvana World FM. You have to come and share and tell us who Lenasia Tennis Association is. But before I let you go, please, your contact details, your social media handles. How does one get hold of you if one wants to inquire about joining to be a member, coming to the tournaments? Everything, your location. Talk to us about all of that.
Fortunately, with social media, it's become quite easy. So
Yes.
we're on Facebook, as you guys know. That's how you reached out
Oh,
to us.
yes. Amen to that.
So if you just send us a message on the Facebook, we'll respond. We're on Instagram, Lenasia Tennis Association again. Gladly will respond to anybody messaging. And then the other contact details is my number, 074 601 7190.
Can you repeat the number again?
074
Yes.
601
Yes.
7190.
That's your WhatsApp number.
Yeah, that's my WhatsApp number. So
Yes.
you can reach out to me and then I will assist you in any which way possible. And we've got an email address, Lenasia Tennis Association at gmail.com.
Repeat the email address again.
Lenasia Tennis Association at gmail.com. All small letters.
Absolutely. That's great pleasure indeed. Repeat again the tournament. Where is it going to be held?
So, Tech Grounds in Lenasia,
Absolutely.
Extension 6, 24th and 25th of September. That's a Saturday and a Sunday. We would like to invite all of our members and community members to come forward. And if you're not a tennis player, at least come and take part of the day. And at least, for all you know, you could have a child that might not be interested in tennis and get exposed to the game.
Exactly.
And might create some love and enthusiasm in kids as well. So it's open to everybody.
Maybe the new Serena Williams might
Never
come out
know.
from that tournament.
Never
You never know.
You know, my young days are over. I mean, I sort of might have been on the world stage also, but
We've got some inspiring players there,
Really?
young players, and it was very, very good to actually see the competition level when we held the local junior tournament. Because you see the passion in the kids' eyes, the desperation and determination, and they didn't let anything affect the way they put the performance out. So
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
there's one more thing about tennis, which I think a lot of people should understand. The one good thing about tennis is it's an individual sport, but it's also a group sport.
Oh,
So
yes.
and there is no age limit at all to tennis. We have gentlemen playing in their 80s, right?
Wow.
That still play tennis, that still come on the courts to play social hitting around and engage. And the fun part is a 6-year-old can play against a 60-year-old,
Oh, great.
and you can just have fun.
Absolutely, absolutely. That was Lenasia Tennis Association talking to us who they are, where they are located, and they also told us about their forthcoming tournament, which is going to be held from the 23rd till
24th.
on the 24th till the 25th of this month here in Lenasia, extension 6. So if you are a fit fanatic, if you want to keep fit, and if you want to, even if you want to be bit competitive, you are more than welcome to come and join them. They did share their contact details. If you need to join them, you can always get in touch with us. We'll share their contact details. We'll hook you up with them and ensure that you do not get left behind. Thank you very much, guys, for your time.
Thanks a lot for having us.
Thank you so much. Right?
Thank you. It is that time of the show where I have to laugh and leave you. But as always, I always leave you in the warm and capable hands of my colleague, Jacqueline Friedman, who will be talking money works with you. That will be from 1 o'clock till 3 p.m. You and I, let's do this once again next week, Saturday, from 11 o'clock till 1 p.m. On that note, it is adios. It is bye-bye. Yeah. Oh, I almost forgot.